What is up, DMV basketball fans, especially AU Eagle fans? I'm Matt Maderno. This is Colin Smalls joining me here today. Colin, fifth-year senior for American University, having a great year so far. And Colin, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
For anybody who isn't familiar with Colin's game, absolutely killing it on the court here right now. 13.4 points per game, 1.7 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.1 steals, 50% from three, which is particularly incredible. And I want to spend a little time on that. But first, before we get going, we're brought to you by Stateside Vodka and their Surfside hard iced teas, hard lemonades, hard every flavor you can think of, and BetOnline. BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and ability to watch the games as they happen, with the largest selection of odds from everything from NFL, NBA, college basketball, everything you can think of. Head to BetOnline today, and don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. So, Colin, maybe the best place to start is just congrats on the other night. It's a big win against GW. Always good to beat a local, not rival because you guys don't play a lot, but there's some bragging rights at stake there, I would imagine. So, did that one feel extra sweet?
Definitely. Appreciate you. Yeah, that win was a big win for us. A10 school. We played them 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think we played them at over on Foggy Bottom. I didn't get a chance to play because I was injured, so it was good to come in on Wednesday and get it done.
Yeah, it seemed like because you missed that game, maybe they didn't have you too high on the scouting report here because these guys did not seem to know you could shoot because they kept leaving you a little bit of daylight, and you definitely made them pay for it a couple times throughout the game.
Yeah.
The big one here, like we got to talk about this moment for anyone who hasn't seen this game. I would say go back and watch it, but especially the last couple minutes of regulation, you hit a huge three to send it to overtime. First of all, I don't know. That had to feel pretty good, I would imagine. And two, just walk us through that play a little bit, like kind of a broken play a little bit. So what really happened there?
Yeah, it was a broken play. So we had drew up a play to get Matt Rogers a shot off a fade screen.
Mm-hmm.
And the number 4 in their team just made a good heads up play and was able to poke the ball out of my hand. So I had to go hunt the ball down. It was around half court. There was about 4 seconds left when I got it. And I knew I had to get a shot at. We were down 3, took it 3, went in, took it overtime. We were able to come away with a win.
In the moment, I'm sitting there like, okay, once Jacoy Hutchinson pokes the ball loose there, it's like, all right, this is going to be tough to get a good look here. But then just the way you've been shooting the ball so far this season, I think your teammates would agree with this. If anyone was going to take a deep three to try to tie a game, it would be you. Just, I don't know, is the basket looking huge right now? I mean, 50% from three, like that's a pretty incredible number there. And you're taking a good amount of volume, about 4 attempts per game too.
I wouldn't say it looks huge. I really just focus on trying to take the right ones and not really force too many bad ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you might get caught with at the end of the shot clock, so you have to get one.
You got to take it.
Yeah, definitely. But I try to take them in the floor of the offense and the shots that we normally practice every single day.
Is that like something that you've worked on the last couple of years? Though, like, you've always been a good shooter, but is shot selection more than shot, form and mechanics been a focal point for you?
Definitely. It just comes with just gaining the coach's trust. When we had Coach Sim come in last year was his first year, so shot selection, poise, decision making, all things you want to try to work on to get on the floor and impress your coaches and build that trust with your coaching staff.
From the outside looking in, he looks like, or he seems like somebody that's empowering you guys, though. Like, if it's a good shot and you can make it, he seems okay with you taking it, and like he'll live with the results as long as it's the kind of shots you guys want to take, and you're not, throwing up crazy stuff. So absolutely. I guess when your coach has that confidence in you and your teammates have that kind of confidence in you, how does that feel as a player?
It feels great. Coach Simp and the rest of our coaching staff always preach to us do everything with confidence and do it hard. Because in that way, it kind of eliminates a lot of the difficulty, or not the difficulty, the indecision in your mind of whether it's a good shot or a bad shot, or a good player or a bad player. Should I gamble for this deal? Should I not? So in instances like that, it's just you get that trust, and it's like he has the confidence in you, so why not have the confidence in yourself? And then when you're confident, coach is confident, you do it often in practice and the workout. People see the work you're putting in. Your teammates also get confidence in you then because they notice what you're working on. They know what you do.
You guys seem to have a really good relationship from the outside looking in. Again, like he was joking with you a little bit at the presser after the game and stuff like that. He's a guard. He understands, what you're doing out there and why you're trying to do certain things. I guess walk us through that dynamic. Was that from day one? You guys just kind of clicked? Is that something you've had to work on? What's the dynamic really like with him?
I would say we kind of clicked from day one. We're both two people from the DMV area, so we're pretty familiar with the DMV basketball landscape, and we both played in the area as well. So when you kind of play around the same schools in the same area, you kind of build not to grow a connection there, because we're two different age groups, but
Sure.
like you kind of build the same. You're cut from the same cloth almost.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it like that. So we were able to connect there, and then on the court, it's just I accept he's a great coach, and coming from Maryland, a lot of teaching teaches us a lot of things to talk about. We just click on the court. I'm a great coach. I love his approach to the coaching style, approach to the game. Different gems he always gives us, whether it's basketball, non-basketball. He's just a great relationship.
Is there a particular gem that stands out with you? Like one piece of advice above the other that kind of rings in your head while you're playing?
Not really, one in particular. Just stay solid. It won't be too much. It's never really back and forth between me and him. It's always if he's jumping on me, it's because I made a mistake, missed a defensive assignment or something like that. But I'm able to respond to it well, just based on the relationship that we have, and I have confidence that he has the best plans for me and mine, and I'm going to go out and try to execute what he asks every single time.
I feel like a lot of times you hear about coaches, like there's always somebody on the team that they can give it to a little harder to make a point to everybody else. And a lot of times it's someone that they either connect with or they play like, because they can kind of, relate to where they would come from or how they react to it. Like, I don't know, are you that guy on the team that the coach can go at a little harder and, to send a message to everybody else too?
I wouldn't say I'm the guy that he goes at the hardest, but he definitely can come at me pretty hard, and I'll be able to accept it. It's just I'm just open to the knowledge he's giving me, and I know it's not from a place of like malintent or anything. I know he just wants the best out of me, and he knows that he trusts me that I can go out there and execute for him. So that's just the relationship we have.
Obviously relationships are two-way too, and I think that's huge for him to be able to have not just you, but two other fifth-year seniors playing prominent roles on this team. I think for any coach, you want to get old and stay old in college basketball. So that's a huge luxury for you. You're all good guys too. So I think you can take it. And I think that kind of helps set the tone for the whole rest of the team here. You guys seem like a really connected group overall. Obviously, a couple of these guys you played with for quite a while now here. Once when Coach Simpkins came in, but also at the end of last year, you guys had other opportunities, I'm sure, to go play other places and things like that if you wanted to, but it's probably it means a little extra when you've done it in the same place and with the same group, I would imagine. So just walk me through a little bit about like, what's that like to be so connected and to go back so far with so many guys on this team?
It's great. Have a good relationship with all the guys on the team, and I say it just helps with our chemistry piece. The way that we're able to fight through adversity has come from battles that we've had back all the way starting in the freshman year, with guys like Lincoln Ball, Matt Rogers, Eli Stevens. We just been through the fire, really. We're battle tested, and I think last year and this year we're really putting on display that we can fight through adversity and really win close games. Because we've been talking about it this week. I think last season we lost maybe.
It was like 6 or 7, right? Like it was
like 6 or 7 games where decided by 5 points or less, something like that. So it just shows the maturity level that we've gained as a team, and as the older guys on the team, just through the years of our experience, playing against some great teams, great coaches. Just try to build that chemistry and try to keep that going.
I thought you really saw that in overtime, especially because sometimes teams will exert so much energy to get a game into overtime, and you guys were up for a pretty large portion of that game. So it can be tough mentally, one, to let a lead slip away. And then sometimes you work so hard to get it to overtime that teams fall flat. But you guys came out, punched them in the mouth early, and they kind of went away. Very rarely do you see 21 points be scored in an overtime period, but you guys just did not let up. Guys were very clutch with their free throws. But I think that speaks to like, hey, we've been here, we've done this, we learned those lessons, and it just seems like that's really kind of where it's paying off for you.
Definitely. We're trying to right now focus on as a team. We're trying to focus on um, pretty much keeping our foot on the gas the entire game. A lot of times we'll either I want to say we'll play down the competition, but we'll get ahead of ourselves and like
Mhm.
look forward to a look not take our we'll take our foot off the gas. I'll put it like that.
Sure.
So we're trying to make sure we're able to like gain leads and maintain them and grow them as the game goes on, and not just coast through the game and just try and finish the game. So it comes with experience and leadership to be able to do that. Teach the young guys that that's the right way to close these games. And we just put that on display on Wednesday. Wednesday was a tough test for us. GW, they like you said, they wouldn't go away. It was one point at the free throw line. A couple of the players were like, "I hope you didn't think it was going to be this easy."
Ooh,
So,
okay. It seemed like there was a little draw under in that game, which I kind of like. It's fun to
yeah, we
watch.
know two area schools. We know each
Yeah.
other really well, so of course there's going to be some drawing. But
Mhm.
yeah, that just goes to our maturity and be able to finish game. Just come with the experience that we gotten through the years.
You mentioned fighting through some adversity. For you, the last 2 years, you've missed 9, 10 games, somewhere in that range, each of the last 2 seasons with injuries. And they've come at like tough times for not only you, I'm sure, but for the team. And this year it's been cool just to see you like, hey, this is actually Colin Smalls healthy, and look how he can ball out when he's at 100% here. You did sort of battle through a little bit of an ankle injury down in Puerto Rico there. I guess are you back to 100%? Like were you feeling good here on Wednesday night?
I wouldn't say 100, but I'm feeling mostly better. So I'm
Okay.
close to 100. It wasn't a sprain or anything. I just ended up rolling it.
Yep.
So wanted to make sure took the right precaution to get that taped up and ready to go for when we got back to DC.
I think you were like 5 of 7 from 3 in that game as well. You were 5 of 9 here the other night. Like
Mhm.
I'm gonna go out and roll my ankle just to see if I start shooting like you on one leg, man, because it's been cool to watch.
I wouldn't recommend
Yeah,
it.
okay. Uh, you can tell a lot by how like teammates feel about one of their other teammates based on how they react when those guys have success, right? And when you hit that shot, obviously guys were excited because it meant you were still in the game and you were going to overtime. But I think they were specifically happy for you because like you've worked hard to have those moments and those opportunities and be on the court in those situations. So I guess how does that feel when like your teammates like have your back like that and are also just excited for you to kind of have those moments?
It feels good. Like I said earlier, I have a great relationship with every all the dudes in that locker room. I'm ready to go to war for them every night, every game in, game out. And it's vice versa. It goes both ways. Every day in practice, we're competing with each other, trying to make each other better, and it just pays off in the game. And it's great to see the support they give me, and I love to get the same support back when they're in those same moments.
I think last year it seemed like the Italy trip was big for bonding too. This year, kind of different circumstances, but going to Puerto Rico for half a week or whatever the case was, it was probably good timing. Kind of fairly early in the season here, just the chance to connect with some of the new guys and new faces there too. Just walk me through the Puerto Rico experience a little bit.
Puerto Rico was cool. Puerto Rico was fun. Me personally, I've never been out the well, we went to Italy last year. That was my first time out the country. So
Sure.
this is kind of my first time going to an island per
Mm-hmm.
se. But it was definitely really fun. Go there, played a couple games, spent time with the guys. Wasn't too much downtime because we played games back to back to back. But you're in a different place playing basketball and doing what you love, doing it with a group of guys you love. So it was a great experience overall.
It seemed like you guys had like a little bit of an opportunity to like have some fun the night after the last game there too. Just
Mhm.
glad you got like a night to just enjoy yourselves, not have to worry about a game. I know you had an early flight the next morning, but just I don't know, going 3-0 in that tournament seems like it may not mean a whole lot in terms of like overall record at the end of the year, like one game here and there, but things like that can build momentum for a team, I think. And it felt like you guys carried some of that momentum, like didn't shoot well the first 2 games. Then you got hot that third game. And it seems like you guys have kind of kept that going as a group here, moving into like basically we're getting ready for the start of conference play.
Definitely. Um, Before the Puerto Rico trip, we were actually on a losing streak,
Yep.
so we wanted to go down to Puerto Rico and pretty much turn things around. We were fortunate enough to get 3 good wins. Came back to DC, got 2 more wins, so we're definitely carrying the momentum along. Hope to carry the momentum along when we start playing games again. I think on the 18th. But yeah, definitely confidence boost. We had some guys who haven't particularly been shooting the ball well, find their shots. Guys finding their spots. Pretty much everybody when we got to Puerto Rico, it felt like everybody was kind of finding their rhythm almost. So it's good to see guys find their rhythm at the same time as we're getting closer to conference play.
Momentum and confidence, like those are all big things in basketball, and just
Mhm.
sometimes you need a little luck too. Like you just need a couple shots to drop in at the right time to get you that momentum. And just felt like you guys were clicking the other night, and I think it surprised GW to a certain extent. Like I know they didn't go away, so credit to them for that. But you guys came out ready to go in that game, and a couple turnovers here and there and things I'm sure the coaches got on you about. But for the most part, like you made a lot of threes early, and if you can just barrage a team with I think with 2 minutes left in the first half, all of your field goals were threes made at that point. And
that was crazy.
When you guys are shooting like 32% as a team, like I'm sure they haven't watched enough every moment of your team to know you guys can shoot. They just hadn't gone down yet. So you see that percentage, and you're like, well, we can sag off certain guys, but I think this is the team that you guys thought you were, right? Like we're seeing the group that everybody thought we had built here at this point in the season.
Right. And we're doing it on both sides of the ball as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes we see those shots not fall, but we understand coaches do a great job of instilling the next play mentality in us. So if you don't make a shot, you just can't worry about it. Get back on defense, do your best on defense, and shots gonna come again. So you just gotta be ready to knock the next one down. But yeah, the next play mentality. We just what was the second part of your question again? Sorry.
Just sort of, I think you answered that well, of just sort of like powering through some of these things. And we talked about adversity there a little bit. Like obviously Eli goes down with the injury, so I hope he's okay. Sounded like maybe nothing too serious in the long term, but still tough on a team to try to bounce back when your teammate gets hurt, and you got to power through it. Other guys stepped up, you were already without Jeff Sprouse. So I think that was just, it spoke a lot about you guys and where you're at and the resiliency of the team, that you could just kind of work through all of those things in real time and still kind of convert on a big win.
All right. Thank you.
Just a little bit about you personally here, Colin. You're a grad student at AU. What are you going for with the grad degree?
My graduate degree would be in marketing, master's in marketing.
Okay.
Master's science in marketing, yes.
Probably a little more downtime as a grad student, I would imagine, than while you were going for your undergrad. Is that fair? You get like a little less classes at least?
First semester, yes, I do. I did take less classes, but it seems like the workload is still fairly the same. Next semester, I'll be taking a couple more classes.
Okay. I guess, how is it being a grad student in college basketball? Like, is it, now that you're a little older, you've got the routine down a little bit? Like I'm sure as a freshman, it's tough. Like, all right, this all the basketball, all this stuff, like it's probably hard to juggle, but I think by year 5, I would imagine you've got it probably pretty figured out here, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Pretty much for me, it's just all time management. Since I do have a slightly lighter class load this semester. So it's pretty much get my work done, do some studying, do some homework, and any other time I'm pretty much in the gym or I'm at home.
Were you in classes with folks after the GW game, and were folks talking about that at all?
I had one class on Friday, and it was like a final presentation at the Smithsonian, actually. But a couple people heard about it. Actually, somebody in our grad cohort, she went to GW, so she was a little upset that we had beat.
I gotcha. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's tough this time of year too. Like people are starting to sneak out for the holidays and stuff at the end of the semester here, so don't get that same recognition for it. But I got to imagine that's probably pretty cool. Walking around campus after a win like that.
Definitely.
Not trying to rush you through your basketball career here or anything. I hope you play a long time after this, but what's the plan post basketball? You got a really good degree and post grad degree coming from a really good school at American. What do you want to do, in life after basketball?
Life after basketball. First, definitely want to pursue a career in consulting. Whether it's marketing consulting, management consulting, things like that. And then probably some entrepreneurial endeavors. My undergrad degree was business administration with a specialization in entrepreneurship. So we want to be able to utilize that as well.
I love that. Any particular field within that? Like you mentioned marketing and consulting, but like from the entrepreneur side, any sort of business angle that really interests you?
As of right now, I definitely want to do something for the youth in my community where I grew up in, whether it's like a rec center or a gym, something like that. definitely want to do something like that for the entrepreneurial side.
I love that. Mentioned being from here, the DMV. This is a podcast, featuring DMV players for where they play in college. But you're a double win for the podcast here. Somebody who's from the area originally here too. Just I don't know. Can you share a little light about how being from the DMV, playing in this area, has kind of shaped you and just your mindset on the court, off the court, all that kind of stuff?
It kind of just develops, I would say, a gritty mentality. Growing up, playing against older dudes, guys who's per se or ranked higher than you, like you see pretty much everybody in the DMV, and you see them from a young age too.
Sure.
So probably from about third grade, you're probably playing the same dudes all the way up until I'm still seeing the same players in college. Like number three on GW, we played on the same AU team in high school.
Okay.
So you kind of just develop a gritty mentality. It teaches you toughness and pretty much that anytime you step on the floor, like you just have to go at anybody, because in the DMV, everybody just loves the competition. They pretty much say the DMV is kind of like a hotbed for hoops in the United States. So everybody takes pride in that, and everybody wants to be one of the best in the area. So when we go against these players and these teams from out of state, from other states, it's just we have something to prove. It's like you puts a chip on your shoulder.
Is there a particular DMV basketball story that comes to mind or stands out for you? Like past answers have been like, hey, I played this loaded AU team and it had XYZ guy on it. Any one of those that stood out for you where you're just like damn, okay, it's for real around here?
I could give you one example. When growing up, I think this was like 8th grade. I played on the district basketball club, Adidas team. So I want to say the tournament it might have been the MIT tournament. We played over at Run and Shoot down in Forestville. So our slate for the tournament was like team takeover. That team had, I want to say, Trevor Kills, Darius Johnson at UCF, a couple other guys. We played Takeover. We played New Jersey players on the URBL circuit. We played DC Premier that weekend, and we played another team. Can't remember the last team, but it just goes to show you. It might have been New World or somebody. It just goes to show you the slate of talent. And this was in like 8th grade. So when we played Takeover, I want to say Victor Oladipo came to the game. That's probably the first time I played in front of an NBA player. Everybody, it was like kind of standing room only. It was just a great experience, but it just goes to show you the slate of talent in the DMV area.
Yeah, when you could play 4 games in a weekend and all 4 of them are like, oh, that guy's going to a Power 5. Oh, that guy's going to a Power 5. Oh, that guy will play in the NBA someday. Like it's wild. But yeah, it's an iron sharpens iron kind of place. And, those experiences, I think, for you, like sometimes like guys are a little like shell shocked when they're playing certain dudes, but like you've grown up playing them. So I don't think you're going to play anybody the rest of your college career that you haven't already played like that caliber of player already, which is cool.
Right.
One other thing I read on your AU bio I thought was pretty interesting. It says you put your phone on do not disturb before games to eliminate distractions. Is that something you've always done? Like that's a very mature move. Is that something in recent years, or what led to that?
I've pretty much done that since I want to say maybe around 9th or 10th grade.
Okay.
Just because like I wouldn't say it's easy to like this. I wouldn't say I'm easily distracted, but for something like a basketball game, I don't really I don't like to interact with just deal with outside interactions, because like sometimes somebody will text you and be like, oh, I need you to score this much tonight, or you need to do this to this player, da da da. It's like I'm not really I don't really want to listen to or hear all that before a basketball game. I just want to go out there, do my job, do what's going to take to win, and come out with a victory.
Even if they text you about non-basketball stuff, it's still like, is this thing going to plant a seed or linger with me, while I'm trying to focus on other stuff? So I think that's a really smart move.
Thank you.
Has that caught on with any of the other guys yet? Have you converted them?
Not really. I haven't really told them that I do that. Sometimes they'll see it, or like it's funny. Like sometimes they'll catch on because they send out like our shooting groups and like our schedules before games. So I'll be like, what time are we doing this? What time are we doing that? And they'll be like, you didn't check your phone. It's like, my sorry,
I like it. The other thing on the bio said that you are a sneakerhead. So I got to ask you, what is the best shoe to hoop in?
Best shoe to hoop in? I would definitely say Kobe's.
Okay.
But I actually went home recently and I saw a pair of my Jordan 10 double nickels. I used to wear them my senior year of high school, and those were a great basketball shoe to hoop in. Comfort, look wise, everything.
A lot of the Jordans are like heavy, I feel like. So
Yeah.
are those a lighter shoe?
I would say they're lighter, and I like the cushioning in them. I feel like a lot of shoes now they kind of they do without the cushioning. They go for more look, but
Mm.
Jordan 10 was definitely a comfortable shoe to hoop in.
So are you going with the Kobe's on court most times nowadays?
I know we're Under Armour, so I can't even wear
Oh,
Nike.
that's right. I kind of forget that you guys, you have that setup. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
But off season, I do wear KDs and a lot of Kobe's.
Gotcha. The Under Armour shoes, are they hooking you up? Like you have a pretty good set of shoes for the sneaker collection from them?
Yeah, I would definitely say I have a lot of Under Armours. I like to do the Currys. They have another line called the Anatomic Sponge. I think I like those.
Okay.
But mainly with the Under Armour, I like to do the Currys. A lot of the old colorways too, because I used to wear the Currys in middle school.
Mm.
That was our middle school team shoe, the Curry 2 Dub Nation colorway. I think it was blue and yellow. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the Currys.
I always go with the Kyrie, the Fly Trap 2s. I've got them in like
Ooh.
every color. That's my literal favorite shoe to play
I
basketball
wore,
in. And
I wore those in ninth grade. I had a pair of the gray ones. I had which one was it? They were like the cool gray or wolf gray, something like that.
yeah, I've got that. Yeah.
Mhm.
When I stop being able to find those, I'm going to be in real trouble because I have not been able to switch over to something that's like the right blend of comfort, but not too heavy. I'm
Yeah.
not like you. I'm slow footed. So I need something that's not gonna weigh me down too much.
Try the Kobe's.
All right, I mean, I'm gonna have to. Like I did that back in the day, but I got to give them another relook now that they're back making them all again and stuff.
Yeah.
Colin, thank you for doing this, man. I really appreciate it. I've checked in with a bunch of your teammates so far, and we just haven't been able to line this up to do this. But just given the week you had and the season you're having, I thought this was perfect time, and it's just cool to see. I'm glad you're playing well. I'm glad you're playing and healthy. I think that's just the biggest thing, and it's just it's cool to follow you guys throughout the journey this year.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as well.
All right, everybody, you know the drill. Rate, review, subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the little like button for us. We always appreciate that. Colin, last thing I forgot to mention, any social media handles that you want to shout out here on the show for people to follow along?
Instagram and Twitter at Colin Smalls, COLSMALLS.
Awesome. Nice and easy. All right, I'll put that in the episode description here too. But yeah, good luck the rest of the way here and look forward to following along with you guys.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, presented by betonline.ag, and we will catch you all next time.